explain your train of thought? How do you explain what you're thinking when others don't understand you? What do you do when you're trying to understand karma? What do you do when things just don't make sense in what's happening in your life? Hey there, I'm Esther Rappaport, your host of the Life Fix University podcast, and today we are answering all your questions by rewiring your brain for explaining your train of thought. Now, this episode is coming right after episode 210 about karma with Dr. Lynn, and where Dr. Lynn explained the entire time how karma is really about cause and effect. When you do something, then it is going to create an effect of something else. So if you are being really rigid in your work and you're not being flexible and doing what they want you to do, you will get fired. Okay. So she explains it in the opposite way, where once you have something happen to you in your life, take a moment, take a step back and look to see what was the cause. Okay. So there is a cognitive function of cause and effect, and you're going to want to help yourself be able to see the correlation between the cause and effect. But part of that, there's another cognitive function that works really closely together with that, and that is providing logical evidence. For those of you that are new here, cognitive functions are the things that make up thinking. And when one of them are weak, it affects all other areas of your life. So if you have a hard time providing logical evidence, you are going to have a hard time explaining your train of thought. You're going to have a hard time looking for cause and effect. You are going to have a hard time understanding karma. Okay. So how are we going to get better at explaining your train of thought, at providing logical evidence? First of all, you want to look for relevant cues when you're going and thinking about what are you going to explain to the other person, how you are going to tell the other person what you want to do, how you are going, or you are looking to see the cause and effect, whatever you are going back to look at, you want to look for relevant cues. So little tiny things that might be relevant to what you're saying that will make the example, will make the thing that you're looking at more relevant to what you are doing. Okay, so for example, you're explaining your train of thought about something that you've learned or listened on a podcast, and you want to tell it to your husband, then you are going to pick up little relevant things that have to do both with your husband and with your podcast and with the podcast, and you're going to see that what's relevant. These are cues that could be together to provide your logical evidence. These are going to be things that you could use together to explain your train of thought. So things that are relevant to each other. Another thing you're going to want to do is when you're trying to explain your train of thought or you're trying to provide logical evidence is you are going to want to when you're taking that evidence that you took, you want to look at the action. You really want to understand what happened here. You want to understand the why. What is going on in this thing that you are explaining? What is going on in this action? What is going on in what your thought process is happening? So that way you could explain it. Understand the why, understand the meaning. Take a few moments to really go deep in it. So let's say going back to that example of losing your job. Why did you lose your job? What made you cause that way to be rigid? What effects did it have? Why? Really understand that action. Or if you are explaining some interesting thing that you heard on a podcast, then you are trying to understand, why was this so interesting? What did I really like about it? Why is this person going to want to like it and want to hear about it also? So get to the understanding. The meaning of the why is really going to help you explain your train of thought. So you might have to take a couple of minutes, you're going to take a step back and really understand that why. Okay. So your challenge for today is a bit challenging because it is very abstract. Okay. It is not so concrete. I'm not just going to tell you be 3 things that you're grateful for. Okay. This is a more abstract thing, trying to really train your brain for explaining your train of thought, right? So you're going to look for a cause and effect, and you are going to provide logical evidence on it by understanding what the why is. So think of something that you want to explain today or something that you want to understand today, and take a couple of moments to really understand that why. Give yourself those 5 minutes to really think about it. Journal about it if you want, or just think about it in your head, maybe while you're driving to work or you're doing some errands or waiting online. Think about what was the reason, what was the meaning, what is really going on here, and what are some of those relevant cues that I can use to explain what actually happened. Thank you so much for being with me here today. I really enjoyed talking to you and helping you rewire your brain so that way you could become more efficient and effective in all areas of your life. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.
That's all for this episode of the Life Picks University podcast, but I have a huge favor to ask of you that will not only support the show, but will also help the people you love most. We are striving for 1 million downloads by the end of 2025, and we can't do this without your help. If you love this episode, please share it with 2 of your family and friends so they too can rewire their brains to have an extraordinary marriage. It was awesome spending time with you, and I'll see you on the next episode.